Hi guys, I hope today will be one of the important videos, and I'm gonna be giving you some analytical background as well as practical, um, how to teach children various goals, what's behind that, and how this can be done. Now, when I talk about teaching, that actually severely autistic children, like my own child, which foundation would be pretty much zero. This is where I started. And when you have a child like that and you work with that child, your brain becomes very highly functional, because you have to figure out everything on your own. And I apologize for my background to those people who does not know my story. It is what it is. But we're not focusing on that right now. We're going to be focusing on ABA, how to teach your child a specific goal and what it takes, and why am I doing these toy demos. Well, you have to be very prepared when you start teaching anything, and you have to analyze what you need, what you're gonna do. And to show you how I think and what I do before I even call my child, I have to come up with something. Today I will be demonstrating with him something he's never done before, something similar but not exact. And it will be fascinating to me, and it should be fascinating to you as well, to see the capabilities, rather, because we already established skill, and I'm specifically talking about fine motor. What do I have on the table? I hope you can see some. I have that piece of wire that my friend gave me, as well as these beads, because I did mention to him once that my child can actually make bracelets, beadings, real ones. And the difference there was a bead like this, but there's a bigger hole, and then I have like a fabric thread, whereas here I'm changing now. I have a smaller hole. I don't know if that's even visible. Yes, it's a very small hole, but instead I have a hard wire. Still, it's almost like putting thread through the needle. It's like a final skill you can never get, right? Even for typical individual. So I'm also pre-selecting colors, and I'm pre-selecting patterns, and I will be helping him, because this way I'm taking some of the challenges away, and he's gonna go as these line up. This is the first, this is last. There's a total of 11 of them, and I have flowers, circles, and hearts, girly stuff. But at this point, who cares? Okay, who cares? It's not what we're targeting right now. So a little bit of analysis. When you trying to teach your child anything, again, autistic world, okay, you have to create, develop, and establish a solid foundation. And that could be done through different ways. And I would call, once you establish that, then you can go to different modalities. So for example, hold on one second. Excuse me. It is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, sorry. It is what it is. So, for example, this would be a good toy to start. It's very attractive. It's hard, not hard to hold. And then you have the lace, which has already a prompt. That would be the prompt, the pointy tip. And then you can go either wrap around, or you can go up and down, sort of situation. And then you do other things, teach them to hold smaller objects, and eventually you will be able to get them to that final point where they will do reading or holding spoon. This is exactly what I did too, So, but you will be establishing that solid foundation, teaching them through general toys. Why toys? Because they're fun to learn with. You cannot start jumping into start teaching them holding a spoon. They might have adverse reaction. They don't want to do anything with the spoon, especially if they have a feeding issue. But to get to that spoon, you want to teach them to do it through the toy. It's called fun learning. And so once you get this foundation established, it's going to be basically different modalities. So now my child can do any kind of thin fine motor, almost, or whichever I have looked at. And then you just work through perfection, right? And for example, I am going to be taking now as a fine motor as an example. We're teaching them something. Then there's going to be, let's say, toy number 1, that would be this one. Toy number 2, that would be that one, you know, and whatever, different, because you're targeting different range of motion on their hands, right? And then you can take it further, and take it further where, like beating, riding, or holding a spoon, right? Because these are the daily skills, and this is very important, because in addition to the typical children, they can just see and model, where severely autistic children, they can't model. You have to teach them to model. And we are with my child where since we already have that foundation with toys that we established, then we have a longer time to work on these toys, get him engaged, do the things that he needs to do, including that game right here that I'm about to finish reviewing, right? Because it's a pointing toy, pretty much. Then you're gonna be, based on those skills, you're still gonna have to make a demonstration, because see, the task is almost the same, but at the same time, if I bring him over here, he's not gonna know what to do, pretty much, or maybe it's just a surprise. But to avoid these behaviors, when they know they can do it, now you just have to show them how to do it, right? Because when we target them out of blue, like, here's this, here's that, do it. Oh, well, they don't know what they need to do, and they don't even know how. That's why you have those behaviors. So you take very slow steps and very gradually bring them to that. But then the final goal on this schematic would be a bracelet. My child will be able to make a bracelet, because we did this for some time, and then we did the tons with the beads and marbles, the game that I reviewed not long ago. So let me show you how I have this done, just to show you what's behind that and what needs to happen. And then you just go from there, because at this point I figured that, you know, no matter, pretty much, I guess, educational wise, no matter what, I will be able to introduce my child to, he will be able to, because he's got primary skills, he's got that foundation. The next part is basically me demonstrating him what I want him to do, and he will be able to do it. So don't jump into, like, right away, like start doing beating. No, years of fine motor with toys. And I keep doing toys because that's very important, okay? So let me call him up. Okay, Brandon, come here, and see if he's gonna do. So again, we already did all that, right? We did that long time ago, and other things as well. Targeting different range of motion. Now we're gonna be just doing a bracelet like this. And I already, like I said, line up everything. I'm showing you the scale. I'm showing you the colors. So it at least looks pretty when it's done. And he's gonna take one by one, because I want to show him that. Okay, Brandon, come here. Let's do beating. Brandon, come here, boy. Again, I apologize for the living conditions. Like I said, I have a lot of things I can share, and I want to share whenever, you know, there's nothing. I don't want anything left, like nothing left after me, right? I want something to be there for you to use. Okay, Brandon, because my goal was, ultimate goal was to actually establish school, not for children, school for parents, because parents are the only people pretty much that care about their own children. Those OTs, ABAs, they just get paid, they're in and out, they don't live that life. You do. Brandon, come here, boy. That's why I wanted to establish, like, my school. I have a lot of resources, and I thought maybe just one day, because if you train parents, they can help their children then. Okay, Brandon, we're gonna do beating. All right. Let me see if I can move the camera here. It's just unbelievable. Okay, Brandon, this is what we're gonna do. See, I'm gonna demonstrate because he's done something similar like that, but not that exactly. And he should be able to transition. Generalization. Okay, look, there is a hole. See that hole? And it, you know, you're gonna put that in the hole and down. Okay, take the flower next. Find the hole. It's on the side. Very good. Good job. Good job, Brandon. Okay, next is this one. And I'm also controlling, right? I'm giving them what to take. And I pick all the different shapes as well. Like I said, they're really tiny. Okay, like that. Keep going. So once you establish that foundation, this is the longest time, as I'm showing right here. See, this is gonna take the longest to establish that foundation. But then once you've given that weapon, or the tool rather, so they know how to do various things, then you can just show them and they're gonna do it. But if you just show them, like, they not be able to even do it, or if you do the vice versa, if you do it, they don't know how to model. It's a skill after skill after skill accumulated over years. Oh, he almost finished. Check that out. Working as a team. Good job, Brendan. Look at you go, man. This is the last one. Very good. Good job, Brandon. He's gonna hit the camera and he's trying not to. Check that out. And he wants to go other country. Today is just maybe not a good me. I don't feel very good to go anywhere. But look at that. He did this because he wants to go there. But look at that. Very tiny things. This is what I'm talking about, because once you give them that solid foundation, then you can go to anywhere and teach them that. And then always a very positive, very strong reinforcer. And I should probably take him to the park, but maybe just for an hour or two, I don't know, because I just don't feel very good. So, and if I do say something, it's just real me, you know. If I say something, if I get upset, or if I get happy, or if I use some profanity, whatnot, it's just real me. You're not gonna see just a fake picture. All right? Okay. So, hope this was helpful, and I think I still have not finished talking about that toy. And I also ordered some new toys, pretty much like a primary toys where you start to do the beading. And I will keep this on the side for now, which toys you would need to teach him that. So I talk to you soon.